no matter how carefully you tread.
I didn't even know Resident Evil Requiem had a trailer and had gameplay out already. So we're gonna look at this right now. I don't know when the game's coming out, but let's get right to it. We ain't gonna waste no time.
Hello? Yes.
Who was it?
Dunno. They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me. Rude.
Oh shit. Voice actors sound good already. Hey, this look good. Look at this. Oh, this is a day one. I can tell y'all 30 seconds into the trailer.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Grace, stay close to me.
I'm coming!
Keep moving.
What's wrong?
I'll explain later.
This looks terrifying.
I've been watching you. You're not like other people, you know. You're quite unique.
Who the fuck is that?
Tell me what's going on.
Something important.
Mom, I'm scared.
Grace.
Yo, this looks amazing.
They're coming.
There's no escaping your destiny.
All right, we gotta ask. Listen, we're gonna ask the real questions every time. All right, y'all gotta be with me on this. Is this on PS4? Like, we get to a point now where you could have saved $10 a month. That's like we talking, you know, pennies a day or something like that. Get off that PS4. Come fuck with us on that PS5. Oh. No, your breath stink. I know that breath stink.
Since 2017's Resident Evil 7, a regular staple of Capcom's horror series has been the inclusion of an enemy that stalks you. Jack Baker burst through a wall and into our hearts, the world fell in love with Mr. X, and Lady Dimitrescu provoked—
Oh man, listen, like I told y'all, listen, she could hurt me anytime. Ooh.
her own kind of online adoration.
Look at all that ass.
Resident Evil Requiem appears to be keeping up this tradition, with its own take on the hulking, relentless pursuer. And so far, from my small 20-minute sample at Gamescom 2025, it feels like Capcom has created a new, lumbering foe that more than lives up to the mantle of a Resident Evil stalker. The short demo takes place at the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Centre and stars our latest protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, who creeps through the dimly lit and suitably spooky setting, armed only with a lighter and glass bottles. While I expect that combat will be a part of the full game, there were no firearms to be seen in this demo, so there's an inherent emphasis on caution while creeping around the clinic's handful of rooms and single long connecting hallway. And if you think that sounds like an incredibly small location to explore, well, you're right. My sample of Requiem lacked any real kind of exploration and was largely a task of collecting item A to open item B, which allowed you to get item C and so forth.
The usual format for Resident Evil outside of being able to
all sounds
defend
simple
yourself.
enough, right? Well, in classic survival horror fashion, your uneasy confidence is quickly jump scared out of existence upon the arrival of the as yet unnamed stalker enemy. After Grace discovers a lifeless zombie, or infected in her words, a hulking claw lurches into frame to manhandle the corpse. The camera lifts just as the creature plunges its teeth into the zombie's skull, both demonstrating the beast's sheer mass and how it has little consideration for the iconic fodder of the series. This new stalker is Lady D tall, with the frame of Resident Evil's Lisa Trevor and the vice-like jaw of a Wendigo. She has bulbous eyes, claws for hands, and a Quasimodo-like posture. Once unleashed, this stalker, like its recent relatives, is persistent, promptly reacting to the sounds, sights, and smells.
I want to see the game being played though. Does he talk the whole time? We might have to switch vids. By the way, I like this guy. Whoever's talking, he's fun.
Grace. And like her xenomorph stalker cousin from Alien Isolation, this monstrosity can, and will, travel above you through the ceiling space, dropping down as quickly as it can scarper up. Basically, she's relentless and can easily outmaneuver you.
Nah, bro. No way. Alien Isolation was also one of the scariest games I ever played.
Fortunately, there are a few tools in Grace's arsenal that can help you survive though. The first being the aforementioned glass bottle. As you might expect, they're primarily used as a distraction tool, drawing the stalker's attention to the other end of the hallway and buying you time to slip past. It can also, in theory, be used as a weapon, although I'm not sure I'd recommend it. As with most stalking enemies, you can't kill or even damage Grace's.
Yo man, that thing is huge, dog. That is huge. By the way, one of the most underrated horror games period. We didn't even got narrowed down to horror games. One of the most underrated games I've ever played in my entire life was Alien Isolation, bro. I think it was, I don't know what year it came out. I don't know if it's 2015 or 2017, but we did a full walkthrough on this channel. But if you never played that and you're looking for a game that's kind of like survival horror that's really scary, dog, I'm telling you right now, if you got a PC or something where you get the game for the low, grab that. And this looks like the stalker can go into the events and stuff as well.
Perhaps Grace's most valuable weapon though, as you might have gathered by now, is sneaking. While crouching, you are afforded some moments of mercy as you take advantage of whatever small pockets of space you can find, be that under tables or behind corners. It's a useful skill, particularly in the nurse's station room, when drawing the attention of the beast is inevitable due to a scripted sequence. It does, however, only buy you a moment to slip by, and even when you reach a safer spot, flicking open your lighter to illuminate the darkness will draw the stalker's attention.
Bro, I just seen his hand on the door.
Even when you reach a safer spot, flicking open your lighter to illuminate the darkness will...
Look at that motherfucker's hand, bruh. You imagine coming around the corner, you see them big ass fingers on the wall right there? You know you turning right around. I'm playing this game on normal. You know, we usually play on hard and very hard. We playing this on normal. Resident Evil, never. Wait, we play this on hard? We don't play on very hard though.
Draw the stalker's attention back to you. Creep as much as you wish, but your pursuer is always hot on your heels, no matter how carefully you tread.
They got me in the fucking demo in the I knew it was coming.
Interestingly, this new enemy type does have an Achilles heel though, light. or more specifically, the bright white light of a room's ceiling lamp. The tiny flame from the lighter in Grace's hand didn't appear to make any difference. When chasing Grace into a well-lit room, the monster's skin visibly burns, causing her to scream and then retreat. Not only does this put some of the power back into your hands, but it's also a nice interpretation of the rules of Resident Evil's safe rooms. If you've ever seen Mr. X's bizarre backpedaling when confronted with a safe room, you'll know this change is a welcome one, adding some well overdue logic to the classic gameplay trope that magically blocks a stalker from entering your safe haven.
I like that. I like that. I think there is a part of the game on Resident Evil, was that 4 remake, where I think he comes into your safe room. Am I tripping? But I do like that. It's a smart way to implement that. Capcom. Let me tell you something. Capcom, what am I doing? Capcom is on a major run right now, bro. They had a major resurgence during the PS4 era. Wait, yeah, was it this? On the PS4. And then we have other companies that have been taking a nosedive, and y'all know who they are. We don't need to talk about it on this video. But yeah.
While there was neither much space nor opportunity to explore, thanks to the small environment.
You can also see how much better the physics look on this new one and the graphics look on this, if that makes any sense. Just seeing the clips of the 4 remake, which looked good, but comparing that to what they're showing now, this looks better. And the environment, they nailing the environment, because it's really, when you playing these, like, this is why I think Alien Isolation is such a good game. It's not always about jump scares every 5 seconds, but what it is when a game, a horror survival game, like, has you like anxious the whole time, where you don't know if something's going to pop out, but you always think that there is something that's going to pop out. It's way more terrifying to play a game like that, where you're just on the edge the whole time, versus like a game where just throws jump scares at you. Jump scares they work, but they need to work with sound. They need to work with lights. They need to work with other stuff to set up the whole experience, as opposed to people just throwing loud noises and stuff in front of your screen. When you can put all that together, you get classics, bro.
Environment and constant presence of a terrifying stalker, what little exploring I did do felt, perhaps to no surprise, very familiar. Like Resident Evil 7, Village, and the series in general, you're managing inventory slots, examining items, finding strange keys to unlock strange doors, and fitting fuses into circuit breakers. It's all very traditional, and fans of the series will feel completely at home. The first-person perspective of the more recent mainline games also remains, and at the suggestion of both the developer and myself, it's the optimal way to play a horror sequence like this one. However, following in line itself is—
Whoa, you can change from third person to first person? That's a W. You know how many games we played that I wish was third person? Avatar, Indiana Jones. There's some other ones. But we always like having options where it could be third person to first person. I just know that some games are built for first person, and when they're in third person, they look really bad. Indiana Jones look crazy in third person. Let me know. We got a couple more minutes left. Is this a day one for y'all? Is this a day one? This is definitely day one for me. 100%.
It's the optimal way to play a horror sequence like this one. However, following in line with the upgrade Capcom provided Resident Evil Village, you can also play Resident Evil Requiem from the classic third-person perspective. Your choice of camera can be changed on the fly in the menu anytime you wish, allowing you to freely switch and create a different kind of atmosphere. It's an interesting choice for a non—
Are y'all in third person or first person? I'm gonna probably switch, but I'm gonna be real, bro. I typically like games in third person better, not every time, but a lot of the times. But at first person looked more terrifying, at least when we were hiding. So that's probably what I'll do. When we're running from the thing, I'll probably be in first person, but when we're just kind of doing everything else, I might be in third. That might be the move.
Remake Resident Evil game, and certainly doesn't feel like an afterthought, even though it may cynically appear to be at first. In a way that perhaps only a AAA budget game can, both viewpoints are extremely well designed, with moments tailored for each experience to maximize the player's fear. In first person, the stalker looms larger and feels significantly more imposing, with the restricted field of vision allowing for scripted scares to have more impact. During the demo, you're forced to make some noise by moving a cart across the room to create a step to reach your next item of importance. With the more focused first-person viewpoint, mid-action you're treated to a giant, claw-shaped signifier of the beast's impending arrival scraping past the window. It's a panic-inducing moment, and one that loses its power when your hyper-specific point of view is opened up wide by a third-person camera. It's clear though that Capcom is aware of this, and has made effort to maintain its scares despite your viewing preference. And in that short gameplay slice, that ethos was perfectly demonstrated. In first person, just after the stalker's introduction, you simply turn around to smoothly run down a hallway as fast as you can, leaving the stalker in your wake. And it's only the sounds of her shambling that follow that remind you that you're actually in danger. In third person, however, perspective-specific animations have graced stumble and fall, building up the tension to make up for the reduced level of threat produced by the wider, vision-granting perspective. It's a lovely touch, and something I'm hoping to see a ton more of in the full game, hopefully providing ample amounts of horror despite your perspective preference.
Hey! Help!
My short playtime was such a small sample size of Resident Evil Requiem that it's very hard at this early stage to know whether 9th entry in the mainline series will fit in comparison to its predecessors.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, this looks really good. And once again, this guy talking, I can listen to him all day, bro.
And that's assuming that this scenario in the demo will even feature in the full game at all. There's a distinct possibility of this just being a bespoke demo, something that Capcom has prior experience in with Resident Evil 7's beginning hour. But even if this is just a tonal example, it's very hard to not be excited for what horrors Resident Evil Requiem has in store for us when this unstoppable beast arrives in 2026. And if you like that video and you want to learn more about Resident Evil,
Yo, W narrator. I don't know who he is, but let me know what y'all think of Resident Evil Requiem, and comment below if you like the gameplay reactions. Also, I consider maybe doing some demo videos on here. We're trying to expand a little bit of some of the stuff we're doing on here. That's why I started doing some of the the game review stuff and reactions, and then we are relaunching the podcast at some point. Me and Ricky are trying to work on that. We need to get a new look for it though. And then also I wanted to do weekly or bi-weekly videos where I tell everybody kind of like in 10 minutes what games are coming out, and then kind of what's going on. Just like news without opinions. We'll say the opinions for the podcast. But let me know what y'all think. Comment below. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn